श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति सपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरो श्रीविशाखानुदांश्च नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जय श्री राम। Again we are here to discuss something about Lord Ram. So today is a very fateful day, right? Today is the last day of voting.
From the material sense.
Yeah, for even spiritual at times. But yeah, within few hours, I think fate of many of the candidates will be sealed. And that will be revealed coming Tuesday. So we will discuss on fateful day, the fateful night of Ramayana. That changed the entire course of Ramayana. So Sonia Mataji, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. She was asking we should discuss something. So I was thinking when she said you have to discuss about Lord Ram. So I said what to discuss. So this is a part which we never discuss on festival. Because it is most heartbreaking part of the Ramayana. For devotees it is very difficult to hear this on festivals like Dashera or Ramanavami. They can hear other part of Ramayana, but this is very difficult to hear because Lord is sent to the forest and that terrible conspiracy. So it's really heartbreaking. But Acharya has explained that this is the most intense, that night, one night is the most intense night of the entire Ramayana. It's one day, that is one night, and the night before Lord sends Mother Sita again to Vanvas. These two nights they compare to be the most intense night. For devotees of course. So, how many of you know Kavi Kalidas? Kalidas, you know, Kavi Kalidas. So he has also written a Ramayana. Like Kamba Rishi has written Kamba Ramayana. Tulsidas has written Ramcharitmanas. So his Ramayana is called as Raghuvamsham. So in his Raghuvamsham, it's a very allegoric Ramayana. You have to really apply your brains to understand what's going on. So he writes this episode, summarizes this. We have rainy season now. So in rainy season there is incessant rain and somehow it was raining when we came. So in rainy season, when the rain, lot of water comes, so when it enters into the snake hole, in Chaitanya, they are quite easily visible. So when the water goes inside the snake hole, the snakes become very agitated and they come out. And they are so agitated that whoever is in front of them, they bite like that. So the comparison is the words of mantra are like the rain. And they enter in the hole of the Kaikeyi, which is snake hole. And the two wounds are compared to be two snakes. And they bite Dasharatha and he dies. Eventually, of course. So, let's start. All of you are ready for poison? Okay, just let me open because I have noted down few things. By the way, this notes I made, so you all know Shubhilash Prabhu, right? Shubhilash Prabhu, when this Ram temple inauguration happened this January, so he had taken a group to Yatra and he said we'll discuss this first time. Because Lord Ram is returning from exile after 500 years. So we will hear why Lord goes to exile actually. And in this session, we will understand why Lord leaves Ayodhya. So our heart is also considered to be Ayodhya. So we will understand how and why Lord leaves our heart, and what can we do to invite him again, like that. So yeah, this he narrated very nice story. So whatever I am writing, many of his points I have noted from his lecture. So he is saying your Mother Parvati, he starts with Mother Parvati and Lord Shiva. So once upon a time, Mother Parvati is the daughter of Parvat. That's why she is called Parvati. So she is performing penances to get Lord Shiva as her husband. She is very intensely performing penances. And Lord Shiva wants to test. So he comes in the form of a Brahmana. And he is trying to confuse us. And he is telling, hey, why are you wasting your life onto some mendicant? Shiva is a very inauspicious guy. I don't understand why people call him Shiva. See, the very meaning of the word Shiva is auspicious. Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes, right? Jepade labhiya Shiva Shiva Lobhila. So Shiva itself means auspicious. So the Brahmana is saying, basically Lord Shiva is saying, that who lives in cemetery? Is cemetery auspicious place? Not at all. All the dead bodies are burnt and all the ghosts and everybody is there. And he says, who wears snakes all over his body? Neck and hoof here and where and what not. All over the place. I think somebody is knocking.
No, I think kitchen.
So he's saying, and then who applies bhasman? What is bhasman? It's basically ashes of a dead body. And who wears dead? He's all inauspicious actually. And Mother Parvati gets very angry. She said, you get lost. Otherwise I'll curse you and make you die. And then Lord Shiva comes in his own form. And he says, yeah, I'm very happy. Now I'll get married to you. But what happens, long time after marriage, Mother Parvati is very famous for asking a lot of questions to Lord Shiva. In fact, in Bhagavatam also she is asking many questions. So she asks that, I do have some doubts about you. That what happened. Marriage ke baad hi wives normally, husband se doubt पूछते. So she said, you said that day, I didn't ask, but still I have doubts. Actually, whatever you are wearing, whatever you are applying your body, it's all inauspicious. Then why are you called auspicious? So he said for one reason. Because I always keep chant the name of God. Shri Ram Ram Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Rama Nama Vara. So that's the only reason. And if you see the Vishnu Sahasranam, one of the names of Vishnu is Shiva. Actually, Shiva name comes. One of the names of Vishnu is Shiva itself. And one of the incarnation of Shiva, Vishnu is Sadashiv, who is actually origin of all the Shivas. And he is actually in spiritual world. He is not here. Sometimes in Shiva Tattva class we will discuss that. But he says, because I am always chanting the names of Lord Ram, so that's why I am auspicious. So we will discuss about Lord Ram so that auspiciousness comes in all our life. So, Balkand of the Ramayana ends at the marriage of Lord Ram. Okay, उधर ही खत्म हो जाता है. And surprisingly, Valmiki Maharshi describes the 12 years of the stay of Mother Sita and Lord Ram after marriage in 2 verses. That's all. That they had many good seasons together. Whereas if you see Ayodhya Kand, very good. Thank you. Where were you?
2 verses.
Many seasons passed here. If you see Ayodhya Kanda, there is elaborate description. Valmiki Maharshi is giving how Lord and Mother is interacting. So Acharya explained that an ideal husband and wife should always be engaged in service to the Brahmanas, to the Rishis, to Lord himself. And Ayodhya they were enjoying. So marriage ka real essence is service, not the enjoyment. So that's why in Ramayana, the part where Lord is in forest serving Brahmanas, serving Rishis is elaborately described. Whereas in Ayodhya, is enjoying the luxury is less described. So it ends at this, and this Ayodhya Kand starts with Dashrath Muni, as per Valmiki Ramayana, having lot of sleepless nights. He is having lot of sleepless nights. Very synonymous to our IT guys, especially people like me who are working in shifts. But his sleepless nights were very intense. So Acharya say especially Sri Vaishnava Acharyas are giving commentary on this, that why he was having sleepless nights. Because Kala was hovering over his head. So that's why he was having all these sleepless nights. He was not able to sleep. And he was not able to understand why it is happening like this. And so it is said that we are only the cause of our distress. If you understand, he was thinking, what is happening? Why I am so distressful? Why I am not getting sleep? And this, that, so many things. Because Acharya say, because many of his karma collided. He gave boon to Ashwapati, the father of Kaikeyi, that Kaikeyi's son will be the king. He gave the boon. And Lord Ram testifies this in Bharat Mila. Okay. So we say Raghukul Reet Sada Chali Ai Pran Jaya Tha Vasana. But actually he broke the, उन्होंने अपना promise break किया था. Lord Ram को coordinate करके. We will see all this in maybe an hour or so time. We will try to complete. So एक तो उन्होंने उनको बोल दिया कि Kaikeyi son will be the king. तो and वो श्रवण कुमार के parents का श्राप was haunting. वो भी आ गया. And then his responsibility to the Ayodhya Vasis, because he wanted to give them a hair before he departs, because he was very old. Ramayana describes he was 60,000 years old. Now don't ask me how it is. I don't know. It's a big topic. But as per Ramayana, he was more than 60,000 years old. So all these things came together and he was very helpless, he was very sleepless. But only thing, so in Kamba Ramayana, that's why I was asking this, I wanted to read that section. So in Kamba Ramayana describes very graphic. He goes in front, so in the middle of the night he wakes up and he goes in front of a mirror. And he sees white strand of hair here at his above right eye. So I don't know, some say that the first white hair in our, this will start from here only, like this. So he saw and he understood, because of this. So Kamba Ramayana says that white hair was talking to him, that you fool, you have become old now. So now you make Ram as king and you retire. That thought came in his mind and then he became very, very peaceful. And he said, yeah, this is wonderful thought. So let me sleep now. And he sleeps. Next day morning, he calls Sumantra and says, you make Mahasabha. You bring Mahasabha. So Mahasabha basically means what? So he has Ashtapradhans. So this also comes down in Chanakya Niti, in his Arthashastra, Ashtapradhans. That's what Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj also follows. 8 principal ministers and 2 gurus. So he had 2 chief gurus, Vamdev and Vasishtha. And then all the Samantas. Samanta means those who are traders, basically. So it says call all the chief traders, chief army officials, and all the mantris, and all the praja, basically in today's world we call sarpanch, all the village chiefs, everybody you call. So Sumantra asked, what's happening? Is it something wrong here in our kingdom? He said, no, I am going to make a very important announcement. Sumantra kind of understands. So he calls everybody. And then Valmiki Ramayana describes Dashrath Maharaj mounts on his elephant. And he walks towards his royal court where everybody has assembled. And he's walking and those thoughts are haunting him. Because, he has given the word to Ashwapati that, Bharat would be the king. But he's making Ram as king. So many thoughts are going on. Again, he's having very helpless, very restless mind. So what he does, he takes a detour. And he goes to Lord Ranganath's temple. So Lord Ranganath of Srirangam was actually in Ayodhya. So he goes there. So it is described that whenever he was in distress, he would go to Lord Ranganath and he would pray. And his mind would be totally calmed down and his thought process would be very clear. And exactly that happened. So Sri Vaishnava Acharya described this, that one of the purpose of Lord Ram's incarnation was to teach people how to worship Lord Ranganath. It was not to kill Ravan. So this Ranganath deity was originally there with Brahma. So Lord manifested through his heart and he gave it to Brahma that you worship. And imagine Brahmaloka, what standard of worship would have been there, right? And then this deity was handed over by Brahmaji to Ikshvaku. And then this came to that, and then when Vibhishan was not willing to go back to Lanka, Lord gave this deity to him. Right? And then he kind of, that story is there, you all know from all wonderful Shiva Vaishnava families. So he pushed down, so Lord is here only. It is our fortune, very nearby. Ayodhya is still far. So it is mentioned, Shiva Vaishnava Acharya described that Ravan killing and all would have been managed. But only one of the main purpose of Lord coming down, because Lord himself wanted to teach that how to worship myself. So Lord used to worship, after his coronation. So anyway, he gets his clarity of the thoughts and he gets very peaceful in his mind. And then he enters into the assembly and he announces that today I am going to make a very, very important announcement. So he says, so the words, just mark the words. What he says is, I am proposing Ram to be the next king. Like that. So, you see, even in Vedic times, there was not pure monarchy, or what we call today is dictatorship. Welcome. So it was the gurus, brahmanas, samans and military chiefs had to approve it. Then only that person could become king. It was not that mera beta hi mera prime minister, king banega, It was not like today's politics or what dictatorship we call, So he proposed that I want Lord Ram, my son Ram, to be the next king of Ayodhya. Immediately there was huge cheer. Huge cheer. People started clapping, everybody started dancing, and that nagadas and all, they were blowing, and everybody was very happy. And Dasharath, seeing that, he also became very happy. So very nice. So uska abhishek ho gaya kya? So, in fact, it is described in Valmiki Ramayana that one of the residents, one of the Saman, he got so excited that he got up and he said, Dasharath, you get down now only. And you call Ram and we'll make him sit on the throne. So Dasharath was thinking, am I so bad? What is this? I'm not so bad at all, So anyways, people calm down. Okay, sit down. This is not the way to talk. So then Dasharath says that yes, now I can see that all of you are very happy with my proposition. So now I want to know, see, I know that Rama is qualified and he's my elder son. So that's why I want to make him as a king. But what are your thoughts about Ram? Why you want him to make, so it is described that king should always cross-check with his ministers and gurus so that they are not, buttering people. Because that's what Dhritarashtra was doing. He was always surrounded by people like Shakuni and all. So he would listen to only them and that's why he was ruined. So it was king's duty to actually cross-check. That is it because of my pressure you are doing this, or just to butter me you are doing this, or actually you have some substance or reason to say that Ram should be the king. And Valmiki Ramayana classifies reasons. So it's a very long list. Around 2 or 3 chapters are there, where rishis are saying something about Lord Ram, Kshatriyas are saying something about Lord Ram, and Samans are saying something about Lord Ram. So it is classified into 3 things. First is talent. Then it's attitude, and then it's gratitude.
Then is?
Gratitude. So talent is what? So people say, Lord Ram not only knows Vedas, but he knows when and how to apply it. That is the talent. He not only knows Brahmastras and Divyastras, he knows where to use and when to use. Like we have this case of Ashwatthama, right? He knew how to throw, but didn't know how to take it back. So Lord Ram perfectly, and it is such a wonderful thing. People say Jai Shri Ram, but they don't know what is Ram. You see that section of Valmiki Ramayana, they say Lord Ram is very good singer, Lord Ram is very good orator, Lord Ram is very good dresser, many things it is described. And it's all is classified into talent. So he is very talented. And after talent comes attitude. What is attitude? Attitude means like our Aditya Prabhu was playing. So talent is easily seen, but attitude has to be observed when nobody is around. That is attitude. And it is described, I have noted down, what is the attitude of Ram. It's very, very powerful. Yeah. So attitude means he is always humble. He is always ready to take suggestions. He is not proud that I know many things, I have this much qualities. He is always, so there are some, if there is some gathering, So if somebody is proud, no, he will never start a discussion. He will wait somebody should start discussion, then I will add my points. But Ayodhya Vasis say Ram is so humble that he always starts the discussion. And then he takes suggestions from these three kind of people as per Valmiki Ramayana. Vayovriddha, Jnanavriddha and Sheelavriddha. Vayovriddha means people of the higher age. And then there are Jnanavriddhas. So it's not necessary that people who are old, they have all the knowledge. Right? Like my parents or my in-laws, they want to know about smartphone, they have to talk to us. They don't know. So in that way, we are Jnanavriddhas for smartphones or smart gadgets. So sometimes, people might be of the old age, but they may not have a knowledge of a specific subject. But people of the younger age may have a better knowledge. So they are Jnanavriddhas. And most importantly, Sheelavriddhas. Sheelavriddha means those who are humble. So those who are very refined in their character. And Sheelavriddhas are very seldom to found nowadays. You observe Srila Prabhupada disciples. If I want to give an example, these are all Srila Prabhupada disciples. You just observe their life. You don't have to listen to from them any lecture or class. Just observe their life. Your life will be transformed. Just be with them for 4-5 days. Like our Prabhuji comes, Horijan Prabhu comes, or some other senior devotee comes. They are so refined in their behavior. Whenever they want to ask, they will ask in a way that it is not hurting or it is not putting pressure to anybody like that. So refined. So they are called as Sheelavriddhas. They are not very blunt. Humko ye do, humko wo do, give me this prasad, that prasad. Not like that. They are very refined in their behavior. So they are called as Sheelavriddhas. And Ayodhya Vasis say Lord is always taking advice from these kind of people. And third, of course, is gratitude. So what is gratitude of Lord? So they say Ram always remember if anything good is done to him. He always remembers. And he always forgets anything bad done to him. Nimisha Animisha Cha. Right? This is what is mentioned in our Vishnu Sahasranam also. That Lord's eyes are, so he doesn't have eyelids. No, his eyes are always open, Nimisha, Animisha, and always closed also. How is that possible? If someone's eyes are always open, how can he close? So Acharyas give the purport that he is always looking for the qualities of devotee and devotion. Little service he offers, he is always ready to open. This much he has done. I should do something more to him. And he always closes his eye if he does offense to him. But he always opens his eye if to offense to devotees. That is very consciously watching. But if he doesn't do offense to him, maybe to deities in the form of his deities or Valmiki Ramayana in the form of the book, he's not much bothered. Always closes his eye. Okay, that's that. That's fine. But little service you do, he's always open. No? It's not kiya really. He is sincere soul. Like that. So that is the gratitude of Lord. So hearing all this, Dashrath Maharaj becomes so happy. And it is described that tears of joy start flowing from his eyes. But then, because he knows there was a lot of tug of war going in his mind, he simply stands up and says, okay, so tomorrow morning, we are coordinating Ram, and just walks by. What is this? Why is he in so much of hurry? And he just went down. Anyway, so he goes and he tells Sumantra to call Lord Ram to his inner chambers, in his palace. And Lord Ram is called. And see here, now kingship is a big responsibility. Although there is a lot of luxury associated with it, but in those days, it was a huge responsibility. And if you are not performing responsibility, you will be dethroned or killed. And we find the example also in Bhagavatam, that Vena was killed by Brahmanas because he was not performing proper responsibility. Or if you Kshatriyas, by that time Parshuram is already incarnated. You understand? So you have to be really responsible to your Praja. So Lord Ram was not even asked, neither by his father, nor by Praja. And he's being informed that you are going to be the king next day. You can imagine, if today's generation, parents tell their children to take responsibility, what happens, But Lord Ram was not like that. So it is mentioned that he came inside and touched the feet of his father. And when his father told that you have to be the king next day, we have decided that you will be the king tomorrow. So Lord Ram didn't say yes. Not like that. It is mentioned in Ramayana, there was there was no expression on his face. Valmiki Ramayana described. कुछ expression ही नहीं आया उनको. And so, I mean, was he emotionless? Not like that. He just folded his hand and so he was in a Vinay Mudra. What is that Vinay Mudra? Vinay Mudra is, you hold your palms right to your mouth and you sit right and your head little bent. That please tell me something. And after telling you only, I speak something. Before that, I will not speak. That is called as Vinay Mudra. So it is mentioned in front of superiors when gurus or some people, you should always be in that Vinay Mudra. Like this. You should not be like this or like this. It is a subtle offense actually. Always be like this. So he just says, thank you very much. He gave Dhanyavad to his father and he just stood like that. So it is mentioned that Acharya has explained that why Lord Ram did not celebrate or did not say anything. So he says that for him becoming a king was serving to his praja, which he was already doing. He was already doing. So for him position didn't matter. So that's why there was no expression. So he was not overjoyed or anything like that. So we'll see this when he was told to go to forest, still the same thing. Because for him becoming king was serving the order of his father. And if his father saying no, you don't have to become king, you have to go to the forest. Okay, I don't mind. So the learning that we as a sadhaka get is we should always be trying in that service attitude mode inside our heart. So even if we may get some position in ISKCON, Bhakti Vriksha leader, sector servant, or what, so many hierarchies are there, I don't remember mostly. So you may get many positions. But if you are not having that service attitude inside the heart, you will always be complaining. ये नहीं है, वो अच्छा नहीं है, ये फैसिलिटी सेंटर में नहीं है, ये ड्यूटी का ये प्रॉब्लम है, ऐसा है, वैसा है. Something or the other. And if you have service attitude inside your heart, even though you are not having any position, still you will be serving. And without service attitude, even though you may have position and power, still you will be complaining. And you will try to exploit as much as you can. Like that. So this is the learning we get from Lord Ram's behavior, that we should always try to carry service inside our heart. And he went, his father gave him the permission. Basically, there was a conversation. He said that you have to be careful. So he discloses something about the politics, that king should be always free from anxiety and fear, like that. So there is some discussion and then he blesses him. And interestingly, Valmiki Ramayana says, Dashrath Maharaj says that you have to be careful this night. So don't even trust the soldiers. Be always accompanied by your inner chamber friends, at least in this night. So he was confident that something might happen to Ram, but he was not confident of himself. Rather overconfident. So Lord Ram took his permission and went across. Meanwhile, it is mentioned that Dashrath was so happy that tomorrow Ram will be the king. Valmiki Ramayana describes the level of his happiness. How much he was happy? He was twice more happy than when Lord Ram was born. Imagine. Thrice more happy when Lord Ram was married. 4 times more happy when he broke Shiva's vow. And 5 times more happy when he defeated Parashuram. Imagine the level of his happiness. So happy. And not only Dashrath, entire Ayodhya was happy. So there were, drums were played, people were doing rangolis, they were having lighting. So Diwali was celebrated, of course, when Lord Ram came back. But this was also kind of Diwali only. The entire city was decorated, scented oils were spread all over the roads and the streets, and everybody was dancing, they were singing Lord Ram's glories. Everywhere was total festivity. Total festivity. And so this is one scene. Okay, this is the one scene. And at the place of Dashrath Maharaj and the Ayodhya Vasis. Now the other part, where Lord Ram's palace, what is happening? So it is mentioned in Valmiki Ramayana, Lord Ram did not eat anything that night, and even Mother Sita. So Lord Ram came and told Mother Sita that my father has given me a big responsibility. So we have to be mentally prepared for it. So all night they performed yajna, puja, and various meditation and serious talks about how that responsibility will be carried out. there was no celebration inside Lord Ram's palace. But Ayodhya was celebrated. Now what happens in Kali Yuga? It's opposite. You know, the leaders celebrate and then Janta is suffering. Arey, ye kyun chun ke aa gaya, you know? Is it not? So this is Ravan Raj. So Ram Raj will come eventually when everybody will become devotee. So anyway, Ram Raj will follow. So this is the difference between Ram Raj and Ravan Raj. The king is responsible, he is sober while Janta is celebrating, whereas Ravan Raj, king is celebrating and Janta is sober, or she is in distress. And there was a third place, Kaikeyi's palace. So this was, the background has to be given, that how that conspiracy was such a terrible thing. So it is mentioned, and surprisingly, Valmiki Muni always, when it is, some surprising event happens, he always uses the word Yadurchaya. Yadurchaya means by chance. Like if you see that our Valmiki Muni, when he is going and observing those croucher birds, and then they are killed by that hunter, so he says Yadurchaya, Valmiki started looking at, other. And here also he is describing Yadurchaya. So we as devotees know there is nothing by chance. It is all by the will of the Lord. So it is mentioned by Acharya, Shiva Vaishnava Acharya, that by the will of the Lord, Manthara happened to stand on the terrace. Usually in the night she didn't stand. That day somehow she was standing. And she saw the festival.